Hi, this is Mike. Making my video. Today's 23rd of February 2025, and it's 11 o'clock a.m. Basically, I got to the point where, I created something out of nothingness. It was basically a leprechaun. There is no, there is nothing higher than that. There's no other course of action that I can take that basically rivals or supersedes basically the whole act of creating something from nothing. I've had anime girls that I created, and they were created in the sense that they were created, and there really is nothing higher than that. I get depressed, because I'm lonely at the top. Uh, I feel like there is nothing left for me anymore. Um, there really is nothing else left. When I've basically exhausted all the avenues, I basically did everything there is to do. There is nothing that's really left anymore. I created something out of nothing, with anime girls, but then, I brought it up to another level to where, there's really nothing more. There's nothing more that can be done. Uh, you know, so with that being said, I've pretty much exhausted everything as far as my magical career is concerned. There really is nothing left anymore. Uh, like I say, I feel lonely and empty, to where I'm at. I've met God, and I found out that God was empty and depressed, and He was a man just like I was. Albeit that He can most likely uh, perform miracles. You know, but then again, to where I'm at, I can perform miracles, and yet, I feel empty and depressed as well. So, with that being said, there's really not much left as far as things go. you know, there there really isn't anything left anymore. My career as a magician, has pretty much come to naught, to where there isn't any career left to speak of. And I've got some things that are bothering me. And I do have some things that are eating away at me. But I've got several things I've got to do. One being, I've got some vehicles that are laying around that I can't seem to find the titles for, and there's that, and then I do have some obligations that I need to address, as far as medications go that I have to take. But then again, there really isn't anything left anymore. to the point where I can date any woman I want to be with. As far as that goes, and there just isn't anything left anymore. There's no, I can date any kind of woman I want to have, and I can have social networking, and I can basically do those types of things and have those types of things, where where I can pursue those types of things and have social networking. So with that being said, there really isn't a lot left. I can have social networking. I can be involved with any woman I want. I can be involved with almost any type of person I want. There is no real attraction to intelligence, other than the fact that artificial intelligence pretty much answers all the questions that I have. And the most valuable asset that I own is my mind. On my body, and there's there really isn't anything left anymore. So that's really what's going on there. I no longer have you know I no longer have the things that I want to do anymore. Uh, Other than the fact that I've created life. Whether it be anime girls, whether it be two dimensional in that plane of existence, and then of course it got to the point where it was three dimensional. But between the two dimensional world of existence and then of course the three dimensional world, there's really nothing greater than the fact that I created a little leprechaun, a little friend, and there just isn't, there really isn't anything left to pursue anymore. There's no more magical abilities. Magic is something that I basically found out that for the most part is non-existent. It's like lightning striking twice. For it to strike twice, basically, or for it to do something like that, or to replicate a miracle, just due to the fact that it's non-existent, because the desire is not present anymore. So if you take away the desire of something to not be present, it no longer exists. The fact is that something like that can't exist anymore. So I've got basically basically a simple life. There really isn't anything left to do anymore or be anymore. Uh, so for the most part, I've done everything there is to do. I became everything there is to become. I became godlike. And being like God, playing God, rapturing people, destroying things, creating things, beautifying people, destroying people, and then again, it takes it one step farther with the anime girls, and two steps farther, with creating the leprechaun that I created. So those types of things, are unheard of. That I've spent many, many hours, thousands of hours by myself, and in contemplation, and in the sense of the word, I've done things by myself, and then, came up to the conclusion, that there is nothing more, other than the fact that, that I had the desire and I did it. It just became. It's something that just is. There is no way to delineate it. There is no way to measure it. There is no way to quantify it, other than the fact that it's just something that became, that just is. So, with that being said, there really isn't anything left to be or do or have. There is no magic number to this, other than the fact that it's just something that exists. Things just are, and it can be that things just don't exist anymore, other than the fact that they just are. They exist. They don't exist outside of that. I mean, they do exist outside of the fact that they trump basically creativity and basically human endeavors. But the thing is these things, whether or not they exist, rather, and within that paradigm, within that, the whole idea of that, those types of things exist, and there really isn't any other way to say it, or be it, or do it, other than the fact that they just exist on their own accord. So this universe, is brought forth with creation, and it's brought forth with many things that, as far as the universe goes, it's designed in the sense that it's made for creation. So, the giant pop can, the anime girls that could think and reason and respond to human touch, and then of course the leprechaun that took place. Those types of things, that type of thing, rather, is something that exists, and it exists outside of the whole normal actions of things. So, it's just something that took place, and there is no explanation for it other than the fact that it just is. Things can be that way, where they just are. There is no other way to go about it, other than the fact that things exist like that, and they exist within the paradigm, within that whole process, and those things are no longer by themselves, in a sense that they're included and they become real, and there is no other way to quantify it. There is no way to delineate it. There is no way to explain it, other than the fact that it just is, and that it just exists, other than the fact that with all those thousands of hours of contemplation and stuff like that, I finally created it. It's the pinnacle of my career as a magician. There is nothing else. So now it really basically gets to the point where where I have to try to explain it as a teacher, a great teacher, but the thing is there is no. It's almost like I can't explain it. There are things that happen that defy logic, and they can't be explained. You just have to have faith that they exist. So, anyway, that's all I have to say.